on. Hey y'all, hey y'all, hey y'all.
Hey.
How y'all doing? How you doing? Thank you for joining Ladies Vibez with.
Golden.
Again, I just had to put some Vaseline on mine because they was a little crusted a little
Child,
bit.
I'm feeling every bit of like telling Alexa to play "Get It Together" by India
No,
Ari. Okay,
because I just literally had to gather myself just a few minutes ago, because like things.
today is todaying. Okay, and I'm talking like 30 minutes before the show.
Yeah,
I got a
yeah,
text message that some stuff was going on, and like people
yeah.
headed to the hospital, and they'll pray for this, pray for this, pray for me. I'm like,
Got some emails. I'm like, alright, y'all. I'm like, okay. I'm like, y'all are stressing me out. Y'all are stressing me out. That's just the devil. But it's all right because
oh,
that's just the devil.
y'all
That's
just
the devil.
want to y'all like y'all don't need whatever it is. It could wait. It could wait.
Because
It could wait.
I can't. I can't. But here we are. Here we are. Let's get
Here we
into
are.
it, honestly. Let's get into it because we got a couple of things that we want to get into. And I know you guys probably thought we wasn't on. Hopefully, you guys can come back. But that's okay because
Great
after this, it'll be all right because it'll be on YouTube. That is okay.
facts. I'm gonna send out a few more invites
Mm-hmm.
anyway, just to let y'all know we're back and we're in full effect. Thank y'all so much. All right, there we go. All right, so welcome to Ladies Vibez. Thanks for bearing with us through all our technical difficulties.
Yes.
Um, we checking in. I think we just did that. Like I
Yeah.
don't even want to put a number on it because it could get worse. I don't really know.
We're gonna leave where it's at. Leave where it's at. Leave where it's at, baby.
Feel
'Cause
you on that. As y'all can see in the comments, today's episode is gracefully growing. Okay, every single day we hope to grow in
yeah.
grace. Okay, not just grace for others, but grace for ourselves as we're going through different seasons and
Yes.
different parts of our journey. And baby, there's a reason they call life a journey, because it's a journey. Okay, I'm trucking out here,
We
just
trucking,
trying,
okay? Just trucking it out here.
just
Just trucking on.
rocking.
Okay.
Oh,
Go ahead, go. We can get right into it.
which, which,
So basically, this in this episode, it's just gonna be me and Golden. We had no guests this one, so we just gonna get real with you guys. We're gonna go through a couple of topics, as she just gave the intro of it, and this is gonna be between me and her, and you guys are out there listening. It's just gonna be us today. No special guests tonight. So here we are. Go ahead.
thank you. We are trying to navigate um different, embracing every season of
Mm-hmm.
our journey.
Mm.
So, uh, okay, what do seasons of life typically look like to you? Like, we're talking about the different parts of the journey. Like, what do those seasons typically like look like to you? What gives you the indication that you're in another season? Actually,
when it's, when things start looking sour, we start tasting them. When things start tasting sour, and
ooh,
things start looking bland. If
ooh,
that makes sense. Okay, when the season is out and it's just a little bit bitter, like it's that milk been in the refrigerator for a long time, and you forgot that it expired, and
ooh.
they give you that taste in your mouth. That's what it is. Or when you wake up and your eyes is not really getting the full picture, but when your eyes is looking like that in 2 o'clock in the morning, you just looking at situations, you're not even sleeping, your eyes is navigating like that, like things ain't looking as bright and beautiful as they used to. That's when
Mm-hmm.
that's when that light goes off and letting me know, okay, it's time to switch gears. This season is basically up. Here we are.
I feel like it's definitely that, and like when things start getting
Hmm.
uncomfortable, Like if you're in a place where you're starting something new, it's already uncomfortable at the start of the season, and then you finally like find your way and you start to navigate it better and get it down, and then it becomes uncomfortable again in a different way. Like in the beginning, it was uncomfortable because you're new. It's a new experience. You don't have all the knowledge and tools you need to navigate the whole season. But then at the end of the season, it's like when you finally find your bearings and you're like, I got this. God be like, on to the next. And now the discomfort is leaving everything you thought that you know to enter another season of life. And if you think that you're gonna stay in that season, it's just only gonna get more uncomfortable to remind you that it's just a season. So you're going into a different phase
Yeah.
of life where it's uncomfortable because of a new job. It's uncomfortable because of new surroundings. It's uncomfortable because of new people. And when you finally get to that other part of your life where you're like, all right, trust in who your spiritual power is, and in our case is God. God be like, I know you're comfy here. It's time to come out from up under the blanket. And that's really annoying sometimes because I'm like, I just got cozy under this blanket. I just got used to the material. And now he like ripping the cover off, like, let's go on to the next. So
That's a
discomfort is definitely a sign
discomfort
for me.
when it starts. Oh goodness, this is so good. I'm trying not to get a little bit too much into it.
Okay.
Okay. So basically, we talked about that. So like, so I don't know how to even try to even go with this without getting too complex with it. Recognizing when you're entering or exiting the season, we just went into that, but letting go of timelines and social pressure.
Baby, when I tell y'all I've been doing like this whole group therapy thing,
Yeah.
I mean just that. Like we have to grieve everything in our life that is not meant to come with us in the next phase of life.
Right.
We have to grieve our old ways. We have to grieve the life we thought we would have, and now we're looking at the life we actually have. And it's like that's part of being content where you are, is grieving the life that you thought, oh, by 25, I'm gonna be this, I'm gonna be that. By 30, I'm gonna be this, I'm gonna be that. I'm gonna be married and have this
Yeah,
many
'cause
kids and be in
that's
this
well,
business and this.
I got the kids
You
now.
gotta
Hold
grieve
on,
all that because that might not be your journey,
I
ma'am,
got the kids.
sir. I hate
Kids, the kids is back there. I ain't get the rest.
like we just gotta grieve the timelines that society told us that we had to abide by
Yeah.
because we're not late. We're right on time for where we should be in our season. Like even the Bible says, like for every phase of life there is a season, a time for crying and a time for laughing and a time for dancing and a time for sitting still. Like there's this whole, I believe it's like Ecclesiastes or something, but there's a whole scripture about all the different times and that's going to show you every season of life you're going into. So having societal timelines is not beneficial to you because it don't matter what society says. No, you don't have to have your entire life figured out by
Right.
25. No, you don't have to have your stuff completely together at 40. No, life don't just happen when you hit 50. No, when you hit 40, does life is going life. And you don't have to hold on to anybody's timelines, including your own. That's why you got to grieve letting the life you thought you would have go. You got to grieve it.
You pass
And once you grieve
it,
it, you can move
grieve
on to
it,
the
you
next
move
thing.
on to the next. Like, dang, I didn't make that mark. I say less, and move on to the next. You're just gonna sit there and keep dwelling on it because guess what? Life is gonna still be passing you by, and you're still gonna be trying to figure out that timeline, and you already passed the timeline. Keep it moving.
Right.
Go with the win. Go with the win. I'm trying not to cuss y'all, so I'm trying not to cuss. Okay? Cuss. I'm trying. Try it. Today, I'm telling you guys, like, just like, I'm telling you, literally, like, 3 minutes before the show, life just wanted to life. I was just like, oh, so you're just gonna do this right now, right?
Right.
Right before. But it was funny because I then got the email at like 2 o'clock. I don't know why, like it didn't notify me or whatever. So I just happened to check my email right before we get into Lady Vibez, and then I'm like, oh, I word. You playing with me? Say less. I'm like, okay, emails. I was like, let me get my life together. Let me get this, and this is why, like, basically, what we are talking about, like getting into seasons, and when we know when seasons is done, when we know our time is up. Even with what I just explained, this is just a prime example of letting me know, like, all right, this was that season. You got a little bit more. The expiration date is not there yet because you still got some things that needs to be done. But just know, don't allow anybody to try to mishandle you.
Hmm?
Like, don't allow it. Don't allow anybody to mishandle you. Don't do it. Yes, that season can still be there. You're gonna go through some things, but just still, all reality. Don't allow nobody to disrespect you or try to mishandle you. Don't do
That's
it.
right.
Just be ready. Like, once you start seeing, like, those signs start popping up, okay, yeah, this season is about to come to it, and I still got a little bit more work to do because I got some things that needs to be handled. But while I'm knowing that, and I'm identifying that, since I know and I'm openly saying that, that means that I need to set a plan in place. So when I am done with that, I will go and be able to move into smoothly into my next season, because I'm not staying in this one for too long.
That part. I feel like sometimes, like, recognizing when a season is up, because, like, there was a point in my, like, banking career where I was just like, look, like, I just got to get out of here. And then I was called to be there for 3 more years. And then when I got to that 4 year mark, I was like, all right, well, I'm finally getting what I want. And then God was like, nope. And I was like, what? I'm finally all right. I'm content. I'm content where I'm at.
Mm-hmm.
And it was more like, no, this was to teach you this specific
Right.
lesson. And now that you've learned that thing, on to the next. So I went back into my comfort zone, getting back into banking, but now I'm in a accounting kind of department. And it's like, yeah, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do
Mm-hmm.
this, and I'm gonna spend a year, I'm gonna get my resume together. It's been 3 months. I'm like, oh, I'm starting to feel like maybe the season is up. And that's not normal for, like, you know how they taught us growing up, like, you got a good job, just stay at
Yeah.
that job, and if,
Yeah.
as long as you just ignore the nonsense and get your paycheck. And I'm like, it's no, that's not the season of life that I'm in anymore. Like, I'm in a space now where I'm like, okay, y'all not about to wreak havoc on my mental health. You're not. Like, I used to, for the sake of, yes, paying bills, that's definitely important, but for the sake of my
Yeah.
mental health, like, I got to start planning my exit strategy because I can't stay here. There was a point where, like, I started to feel like I didn't want to be on earth no more because of one particular job.
Yeah.
There was another point where I was just like, look, man, I wake up every day and now I'm wondering, if I could get into like a fender bender, like not a
The
big
big
accident,
one, but
yeah,
just
just like a
enough.
little bumper
Just
situation,
enough.
enough where I can be like,
Yeah.
no, I'm gonna be out for a couple of days.
Yeah.
Or can a very, 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 very distant relative of mine pass away so I
Been
can use
there.
some
Yeah.
bereavement?
Just
Like,
have that time.
now I'm wishing on Uncle Cousin Pee Wee,
Every,
Popo, Ray Ray, and them to pass away so I could get some time off. I'm like, that's what, yo, get it
wow.
together, get it together. Take that day off,
That's
because
wow.
if you would have just took the day off, you wouldn't need to plan emergencies for you
Exactly.
to have time off.
Exactly.
Uh,
Uh, now you wishing things on Billy Bob.
um, Uncle Rodney, Baby, and
Oh,
them, like,
oh
they,
man.
somebody that I don't really know like that, but that's like a relative of mine. Like, they were already on their last, like, but I didn't know, and then I found out, and then they
And
passed.
now I
Like, they
gotta
went on
go.
to be.
I gotta go and
Yeah,
be
son get
there.
like 2 days off for the funeral, and he's like, that's all. Like, me wishing that is wild. Like, me wanting that is crazy. And I'm like, yeah, that's how I know the season is up. Like, it's time to keep it pushing, move it along. And part of that is knowing your purpose in that season
Yeah.
and finding and redefining your purpose through career changes, through motherhood. Like, I'm sure you can speak on that alone,
Girl. I
navigating
talk about her
from
every
when they
time.
babies to when they're talking to when they walking to when they won't shut up to when they think they know everything. Like, tell us how you navigate your purpose as a mom through every
Girl,
season.
they said once when they get older, they get easier. I don't know who said that, but because I know I didn't make that up because I don't know where that came from. But they lied. The only difference is when they get older is that they're able to wipe their own ass. I asked it. They're only able to wipe their own ass. Other than that, you are still the parent. They think people believe, oh, they graduate and they go on with their life. You are still their parent until you leave this earth. You are still a mother. You are still, if these are I'm sorry, these are active. I'm talking about active parents.
Huh?
You are still the mother. You are still the father. Even when you're not active, you're still the parent. But I'm talking about the active ones because obviously the non-active ones, you ain't struggling that much, and you're not really going through what us active parents is going through. So you could go ahead and kick rocks. So yes, as I said, the active parents, we are going through it. Okay. I was looking back and I was just like, dang, I thought it was more. Look, you see, looking, I had to think about it. I had to look because, like, I'm like, wow, when they were young, it's five. It's five. They all are ladders. They all underneath each other, like, literally spit out. Boop, 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 boop. They was just, by the third one, they was walking out. But,
No, your house just a revolving door now. They're getting
okay,
older, so they're starting to leave. The
that's
same
it.
way they entered in the ladder, they start to climb back down the
But
ladder.
I
Going.
had to how I navigate that's funny because I had to go to a meeting for my son. Y'all know I'm really transparent when it comes to my kids. I had to go to a meeting for my son for one of my sons or whatever for the school last week, and we just had to talk about like basically like his future on like next year and all that other stuff. Like it's had a little fender bender. I'm gonna say fender bender through the first, second, and third market period.
Mm.
Anyways, but, anyways, so we had to come up like what's the goal plan for the fourth and what we're gonna do in the future. And I had to get. I don't really like. Thank God that the people that I was speaking to were my color. So
Mm.
I'm not saying the ones that aren't black that they went and they can't sympathize and they don't have struggle because I'm not taking that away from anybody because all people all colors struggle. Everybody have their story. Everybody struggle.
Sorry.
But what I'm saying is that it's a different environment that's around you when you're surrounded by a bunch of black women. So
That's facts.
I just happen to be surrounded by a bunch of black women that we are trying to figure out what is the goal for the fourth semester and the future for my son. And he was there, and I had to get level set with these black women, like how I had my kids, how I got here, how I struggled, and it was unbelievable because I was looking at the side of my eye, and I see my son jaw drop when I mention a particular thing. And he ain't know that. He ain't know that struggle, because I look, mama make it look good. mommy makes it look really good. You guys don't know that struggle, and that's why I work as hard as I do, so you guys don't have to. Yeah, it's good to be transparent with your kids on some things, to let them know, like, hey, this thing is not eggs and bacon and cheese out here. Like, I had to get this thing out the mud. You feel me? Like, it was real. Like, I had to move some boulders around, and like, but some things you like to keep to yourself because you don't want to share those type of things with your children. So I noticed that in my time in my season each time with my season with my kids, that I had to become more the older they get, the more transparent that I had to
Yeah.
become with my struggle, so they can understand, like, this life is not a piece of cake and it's not a piece of pie. This
Right.
is real life out here. You able to sugarcoat it when they're at this age and that age, all the way down to Tyler. You ain't have to say all those things. You don't have to let them know all these things. But when they want to believe that the world outside is rainbows and unicorns, now it's time for me to be transparent with you and be
Right.
real with you and have to level set with you and let you know, like, nah, it's not rainbows and unicorns out there. So now I'm in the season of my life with my kids that my oldest is in college. My second oldest is about to graduate next month. And then I got his break for a little bit. Then my first son is going to graduate, and then my two youngest is going to graduate together. And I noticed that, like, I had to let them know, like, I'm at a time in my life, like, yo, this is life. This is real. And as much as I
Right.
want to share my struggle, as all my struggles with them, because I don't want them to know that part of me, I have to.
You
So now I'm
do.
in that season, and I'm in this season of my life when it comes to my kids, because now they're all in high school. They're all teenagers, young adults, young men, young women. I have to be transparent with them and let them know, like, hey, this is rough, it's hard, but it don't have to be hard because you have a
Right.
support system that is here and surrounded for you not to be, yeah, you're gonna go through a couple of things, but you don't have to hit rock bottom as your mother did, because you has the support system here. You got to just be willing to navigate and move and be with me, meet me half 50-50. My kids got a problem that they don't want to meet me 50-50. You understand? They want the cushion, but they don't want to do the work either. I can't keep cushioning, pacifying you, and feeding you Similac at this time. No, it's time for you to go and chew this meat and this steak, because you're a grown up now. We're chewing food.
Right.
We're not breastfeeding. We're not doing any of that. So as I said, as you asked me before, how I navigate with them, I'm at this season now, like, I have to be transparent with them. I gotta let them know, like, it's time to grow up. Yes, you could still be a kid, but in this time, it's changed. When we was kids, it was good to be kids. Now it's hard to allow kids to be kids, because the times has changed. So now it becomes that you're a kid, but now it comes with a level of responsibility, because you have to be careful out here in the world because of all the things that is happening. We have to adapt to that. So I need them to be on board and understand that. So in my life, like I said and repeated again, I am transparent, becoming transparent, letting my kids know, like, it's a struggle out there. You ain't got to struggle, but you will struggle. Like, it's not a piece of cake out here, and
Right.
it's not rainbows and unicorns, because they swear it's rainbow and unicorns.
Right. And that's why I'm so transparent too.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I live my life transparently because I heard something today when I was listening to a podcast, and they were talking about how, like, people think that in the next season of their life, that's when they're going to start doing the thing that
Mm-hmm.
they always want to do.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they're like, you know what? When I get a new relationship, I'm going to go on a diet. I'm going to do this. I'm going to start wearing different colognes and get my hair cut and get my hair done all the time. Like, they're like, do that now so that when it'll be second nature when you
Mm-hmm.
finally get the thing that you want. So for me, it's like I'm transparent because a lot of the time, um, how do I say this? The things you don't reveal try to eat you up, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
they be trying to, like, secrets can, like, haunt you a little bit. Like, things that you choose, like things you have shame around, is the very thing that the enemy tries to use against you. So for me, I had to learn to be transparent because it helped me be honest with myself about where I am right now. Like, not where I want to be, not where I'm gonna be, but where I am right now. I have to be honest about where I am right now. That's the only way. Like, and I hear this quote all the time from one of my favorite pastors where he says that God doesn't bless who you pretend to be. He blesses who you are. So the longer I pretend, like, the whole I'm okay, I'm okay, I'm okay, I'm okay. I'm no, some days I'm not okay. And I'm not gonna lie about it. And I'm gonna just be honest about how I feel. Now that depends on who you're talking to. If I know you don't have a relationship with me, I'm not gonna dump on you. Like, you don't care, and I know you don't care. So I'm not gonna waste my time. But if I'm talking to you, if I'm talking to one of my other peeps, like, I'm gonna get in my village, get with my tribe, and this is how I'm feeling, and this is what it is. And a lot of time, some people, it makes other people uncomfortable. Get this, it makes other people uncomfortable for me to be transparent. Now, don't get me wrong, like, I'm not out here telling you that one time there was a man, a monkey, and an ostrich in a room, and there was some balloons and some what. Like, I'm not doing that. I'm just being honest about where I am right now. I'm being honest about my life. I'm being honest about the words that I choose to describe my situation. And that makes other people uncomfortable. And I'm like, it makes you uncomfortable because you have a problem being vulnerable. I'm getting to a place where I'm okay being vulnerable out loud. And vulnerability can be my superpower because The very thing, you can't use my past, you can't use nothing I'm doing or saying to shame
Not at
me.
all.
And once you get to that space, you free, baby. I'm freer than I ever been because I'm not allowing other people. Being transparent helps me practice vulnerability, and both those things get you a lot further in life with people, especially with kids. Like I know you said that like kids aren't like the kids we were when we grew up, and they're not for sure. And I definitely feel like because of the access to information, they can know more stuff. So why not? Like I love that as you're getting older and in this season with your kids, you are being more transparent with them because I feel like that kind of stuff when it's hidden, like when I was a kid, I just felt lied to all the
Yeah.
time. And it wasn't until it was too late and the shit hit the fan where I was just like, I wish I would have
No.
known because now I feel helpless and ain't nothing I could have
Yep.
done about it. And why did you let it get this far? But then as an adult, it helped me see my mom as a person and not just my mom. So keep being transparent with your kids because it definitely helps because you're not raising kids, you're raising
Exactly.
future adults. So the more stuff they know now, the more stuff they know about how they came up can help inform the decisions that they make for themselves in their adulthood. So that way the cycle stops with you.
That's right. Because baby, it is rough. Woo! I felt like by the time they hitting close to, cause like fourth, fifth grade, it's time to get like really, really real with the children. To be honest, it's you have to because when they hide these things from, like I believe like if I was told a lot of things, I think I'd be a little bit more further in life than I
Right.
am now.
Because it's like, why should you have to wait to find out? Like, if
Right.
you told me, I could prepare, but if I got to find out, then it's
Exactly.
like, how I figure it out.
Exactly. And then people, because it's a 50-50 thing. They be like, oh, you gotta let kids be kids. They're not, but you gotta understand, like, we have to prepare them too. We
That's
have to
facts.
prepare them. And it's nothing wrong but it's nothing wrong with preparing them and then spitting some knowledge to them. And they can have this knowledge and still grow up and be kids and go outside,
Right.
play around and ride their bikes and stuff like that. But then they'll know, like, in certain events when they see what's going on around them, and they're like, yeah, I shouldn't ride that bike to that corner because my mom told me like situations look like this, I shouldn't go
Exactly.
near it. Maybe I should turn my bike around and go the opposite way. No, you know what I mean?
Right.
Prepare them. Y'all want to baby them like, oh hey, and you can ride a bike, and they go and like, oh, I'm gonna be nosy, and then something happened out there because you want them to be kids. No, it's nothing wrong with them being kids, but it's definitely nothing wrong with you educating them too, like the do's and the don'ts. There's nothing wrong with that.
Right. Like I always say, and it makes people flinch when I say it. I said, when I have kids, I'm gonna teach them the biological word for their body.
Mm-hmm.
So ain't gonna be no boobies and no cookie and no kitty
No,
and no pee pee.
no.
We're calling it what it is. I'm not gonna say it because y'all flinch every time I say it. But when I tell people, like, they're like, well, you're taking their innocence away. I'm like, no.
No.
If something happens to their body, they can tell me what someone did to their body when they know their parts. But instead, we wait till they get to like fifth grade to teach them their body. And then what we didn't know is that in second grade,
Because
somebody was messing with their cookie. But I don't know what cookie they was messing with. They snacks
they
or their body. I
look,
don't
yeah,
know.
I know. I thought they was touching me and my vagina.
Exactly. And my sons are gonna know they got a penis. Like it and it don't have to be like because they're kids, they're gonna laugh about it anyway. But I'm like, if we teach them certain stuff earlier on, then they become mature to it faster. So I'm like, I'm not exposing them. They have this body part already. I'm like, so son, there's gonna be times where your body is hormonal. And even when you're not thinking about it, your body is going to have reactions to certain stuff. Like, I'm going to be teaching my kids that stuff. Like, I'm going to be teaching my daughters that, all that stuff too, because I'm like, it's necessary because I wish somebody would have
Yeah.
taught me rather than if somebody taught us about hygiene sooner, other people wouldn't wait until they see the sweat under your armpits to ask you if you got
Do
deodorant
they
on.
gotta do it?
Like,
What?
like, be preventative. Be like, hey, when you get to a certain age, you're gonna start to sweat more, and that sweat's gonna smell.
That's right.
And the way you combat that smell is you take showers, you put deodorant on after. You're good. Like that's a simple conversation you can have with a child. Like
So,
simple. But I wanted to get to this next point because I was like, we talking about different relationships. We're talking about the familial relationship. We talking about romantic and friendships, and how they evolve over time. So I want to ask you, how do you set healthy boundaries while still nurturing and being supportive to whatever season somebody in your life might be in, or the season you might be in?
Hmm. Honestly, I'm tired of being supportive.
Mm,
I'm sorry I have to say it like that. Because I was thinking about that. I was thinking, like, I thought you were saying everything. I'm trying not to be negative because the way I feel, I'm trying to get how, because now I gotta talk about it like in patches on how I was and how I did things. Because now how I want to do things and how I
mm,
navigate me in the season and somebody else's, basically you asking me somebody else's transition into their other season, correct?
right.
I don't want to be. I don't care. I want to be selfish. This is my feeling now. Before I get in, so I would say, Pastor, I I I would just nurture them. I wouldn't. If I'm going, if I'm, then let me see how can I explain this because I'm really bad with. You know how I am. So let me try to explain this. Okay. So if I'm going through my season and then and I'm with friends or whatever the case may be, in relationships, whoever, and they're going through theirs, and how I'm going to navigate, how I navigate going through mine, and then still be a friend to them. Is that what you're asking me? While they're going through theirs, I will push my season aside,
Mm,
if that makes sense.
mm,
It will be me on the forefront, on the front line for them. That's
mm,
how I did it. That's how I did it. It would just be like, oh, okay, I'm going through these things. I feel me changing. I see that I don't want to continue to go do this or deal with that. But then I have relationships, friendships. Oh, they're going through things and stuff. So now we're clashing. So then what am I going to do? I don't want to be selfish. But like, I I'm dealing with something right now, so I can't really deal with you right now in your next coming season. I can't really deal with that. So instead of me doing that, I put my season aside, staying in my season when my season is up.
mm,
What we just talked about
mm,
before, saying that my timeline is up, knowing my timeline is up, but I'm still pushing my timeline further and further because now I'm here nurturing my friends and my relationships because I'm putting myself back and putting them before me. That's how I
mm,
deal with it. I dealt with it, and how I navigate that is putting them before me and being there for them at 100%, giving them my 100%, giving them my whole battery in my back. That's how it is. Now, how I want to do it, how I'm going to do it, not once, how I'm going to do it, because a lot of things is irking me. they're, they're doing a lot. I don't really have a lot of people in my life, really. So when seasons change, and usually with the people that's in my life, when they're going through their changes, it really never affects me because the ones that realize when they're going through their seasons of change, thank God, they don't. What do I want to say? What I want to say? They don't put too much pressure on me. I bless you guys. I think you guys golden. But you guys, you don't put, you read the room. I tell people this all the time. Read the room. You guys, you read the room. So you're like, oh, okay, all right. You know what I mean? Let me not do this. Let me not do that. You know, this is such a trick because I'm trying not to say certain. You see,
I know. I know.
I'm trying to keep it. I'm trying to keep it surface level, not going over and beyond with it because it's a few things that I do that's just like this been taking me. But just overall, just move forward on how I am now. When people are going through their season, I am still supportive of anybody. But when you've gone through your season and feel like it's affecting me emotionally and spiritually and mentally, guess what? I got I got to step back and I got to push. I got to have 5, 6 feet from you. I have to,
Mm.
because now I have to protect myself. Before I wasn't like that. I wasn't like that. When you was going through your season, I'm going through my season. I would just put my season, when I want to step out of my season and go into my new one, I would just put mine aside and just focus on you and give you a root you on your new season. And then you're not even looking, like, not even focusing on me going on mine. You get what I'm saying? Like, you're so focused on you going through your season, and you're not even knowing that I'm ready to come out of mine, and you're not even recuperating. What was that? Reciprocating? Is that
Reciprocating, yeah.
reciprocating? The same thing for me. So now, how I deal with that now is like, I'm rooting for you 100%, especially, of course. But if you going into your new season affects me mentally and spiritually and emotionally, I step aside, and it's not me that I don't want to support you. I have to protect myself now, and I have to protect my sanity, and I got to protect my peace.
I
Okay,
feel
that
like
took a lot out of me without me
I
saying
get it. I
certain
get it.
things that I want to say. We've been talking about this, and
I, I
I try to be
understand.
as clean as I could be.
This is how I see it. I ain't God. I ain't God at all.
Right.
I can't do what he could do.
Exactly.
So I can't fix your situation any more than I can fix mine.
Mm-hmm.
So the way that I navigate relationships really do evolve over
Yeah.
time. Like, that's super important to know, that you be going through seasons in relationships and friendships and
Mm-hmm.
familiar relationships
Right.
and romantic partnerships. It's so important to recognize that as those things are evolving, that doesn't mean it's beef. It doesn't mean that you got to cut ties. It just means that our relationship is going through another season, and it's going to take a different set of work to make it work.
Yep.
So when I tell people I ain't God, I can't fix your situation, I
Mm-hmm.
can't. And all I can do is hold space if I have the capacity. And
Mm-hmm.
that's the thing. When you set healthy boundaries, when you set any boundaries,
And
it's going to make people
mm-hmm.
uncomfortable because they're used to having full access to you.
That's right.
And guess what? There comes a season where that's not possible anymore, where you can't. I used to love telling people, you could call me at 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm always up. You can call. I'm always available. I got you. You call me, I'm there. You call me, I'll answer. Like 36-year-old me. Am I 36? I think I'm 30. Yeah.
Right, because I
Yeah.
don't say my age because I can't remember
Child,
either.
after I turned 35, I just forgot. Like,
I
I don't even
forget.
do the math no
Yeah,
more.
go ahead.
I used to be able to say, you can call me at 2 a.m. Now, try calling me at 2 a.m. now. And I'm not putting my phone on D&D. I'm sleep.
I'm asleep.
And whatever it is, I literally took this from my online mentor, Tim Ross, when he said, if the problem is still there tomorrow, then we'll talk. But if you're not, then I'll just pray for you. Like, there was somebody, it's so crazy. There was somebody who called outside of he set a boundary. This is the time of hours I'm going to mentor people and steward them and
Mm-hmm.
disciple them. And outside of these hours, I'm not available. Somebody called him in distress saying that they were going to unalive themselves. And everybody told him he was insensitive for not answering that call. And he said, I just said a prayer. I said, Lord, if they're still here tomorrow, I'll talk to them. If they're not here tomorrow, I'll do their funeral. I don't really know what you want me to do, but I set a boundary that, like, you don't call me at 2 o'clock in the morning unless you got it like that. And I'm sorry, not a lot of people got it like that, where they could call me at 2 a.m. and I'm gonna come running.
Okay, like I told you my clock in time, so you should try to unalive yourself on my time that I said I'm available. You picked the wrong. You picked.
Yeah, back to the wrong time. But it's about setting a boundary. So sometimes it could be the smallest boundary of not attending every event. That will make people uncomfortable because now they feel like you're not supporting them. And I'm like, you forgot the 200 events I went to the last
Absolutely.
5 years.
That's
And I
right.
decided to sit this
Mm-hmm.
one out. And now all of a sudden I ain't a good friend. That's
Mm-hmm.
crazy. But ain't nothing I can do about how you feel and how you react ain't my business. I gotta set a boundary because I'm tired and I can't do it anymore at the expense of me.
Right.
I can't do it to the point where it's at to my detriment that you get what you need and I'm in the red. Like, I was already on empty, but now I'm on fumes because I decided to give you something I didn't even
Mm-hmm.
have to give. So setting boundaries, I had to start setting boundaries with myself because I'm like, I just make myself too available for everybody. And now I'm back in a situation where somebody called me to do an event, and I'm talking, it's not even last minute, what other people consider last
Right.
minute, but you know, our whole year is planned out already.
Yes.
So it leaves very little room for too much to be added. Like, of course, stuff can be added, but not too
Mhm.
much. So somebody told me about an event um 3 weeks before the event. And to a lot of people, that is a lot of time. But to me, it ain't. Cause I'm like, I do so much stuff, bro. Like, I gotta fit this in because you put me in a position where I felt like I don't have a choice. And I hate those things because when I feel like I ain't got a choice, I make a choice by just disappearing. And I don't want to do that. So instead, I'm gonna just set a healthy boundary. This is how much of my time you
Yep.
get. And the next time you don't get any of my time because of what you pulled this time. Like, I'm setting a boundary. I'm setting a boundary that you don't just get to call me last minute. If it's not 30 days or more in advance, it's last minute for me. Sorry, can't make it. Can't do it. Now, attending something,
Yeah.
that's different. But if you want me to be a part
Yeah.
of it, anything with my name on it, it got to be 30 days
Mm-hmm.
or more. Got to be 30 days or more. Because you know how my voice calendar is, bruh.
Our schedule's already
Our
made. So to be honest, it's
schedule's
already in the
already
calendar.
made,
It's
bruh.
already made.
We're
We
already
already
we,
made.
we already know what we're doing every month. We're just
Yeah.
picking the dates.
Yeah.
And those are being picked 60 to 90 days
Yeah.
out. So me saying 30 days is a courtesy.
Yes.
Like, bro, I need 30 days or more. If not, it's considered last minute, and I'm not making no
Right.
promises that I'll make it. And I'm not sorry about it because I got to take care of me. I got to put me first,
That,
Lucius. I got to put me first, Lucius.
that's it.
Like,
You know what? I have people problem with, so people do that and then they're like, oh, we're gonna I'm putting myself first. You know what I hate when people are oblivious that they always have put themselves first, and then all of a sudden when they want to speak it out loud, they're putting themselves first, but they didn't realize that they always have put themselves first, and the people was always there for you. And then when you want to say it out loud that you're putting yourself first, and then you retreat back, you're forgetting about the ones that was always there for you.
I
That
feel
was
like it's always the people that are loud that it's like, what do you expect us to do with this information? Like the
mm-hmm.
people be like, I always got it out the mud. I always had to do for myself. I'm like, okay.
Okay.
And
Very.
like, and for me, it's like, are you trying to get a reaction? Do you want a gold sticker? I'm not trying to patronize you. I'm asking what it
Mm-hmm.
is that you look to gain from this. Like the same people that swear, oh my God, this just makes my butt itch when I hear people talking about how, um, when they stop being friends with people
Mm-hmm.
and they don't say nothing, they be like, they knew what they was doing. I'm like, how was I supposed to know if you don't tell them? People,
The
I can't
communication.
stand. I'm talking people who always be like, friends know when they moving funny. You know when you moving weird. I'm like, sometimes they don't know when they moving
Sometimes they
weird.
don't
Did you
know.
bring it to
You
them?
gotta let them know because you don't know what they're going through either. So this is where adulting come, and this is where the communication comes. Especially if we have a relationship as well. So don't be sent to say, oh, you know how you moving, but you telling it to the next person. How about you tell it to that person? They're like, you know what? I didn't know I was
Thank
doing that. Thank you for letting
you.
me know. But I was
No,
going
they'll be like,
through that.
no, they know what they was
No,
doing. No, I didn't know,
no, they didn't know. 'Cause
and I
sometimes
didn't know it came
I
off that
didn't know
way to you.
it came up that way. So that used to be me. Like sometimes I'll come off away, and I did, and now I know. Like because I self evaluate myself. You know what I mean. So I know like okay, Natasha, you're getting like this. Gather yourself, but people you won't know what's going on unless you ask those questions, and then you
Right.
want to make up this narrative, like this story and this narrative, like there's an issue, but you don't even know where the issue is stem from because you should have asked in the first place.
Be
There's nothing wrong with
serious.
things happen. It sucks. I get it, but just act. Especially if we now if we didn't have a relationship, then whatever. It is what it is. But
Right.
if me and you have like between me and you, like if it's me and you and we have that relationship, like I need to you ask that person that question. Ask that person
Right.
because
and
it's
be
just,
and be okay be okay with whatever the answer is,
yeah.
even if you don't agree. Like for me, I can always say I'm becoming better with having the uncomfortable
Mm-hmm.
conversation, because for me it used to be, if I already know what the outcome's going to be, I'm just not
Right.
going to talk about it. But now I'm like, I don't care what the outcome is going to be,
Right.
because some things just need to be addressed.
Right.
So sometimes it's like I literally got to lean on my faith and discernment in that area, where sometimes I'll feel like the Holy Spirit is like, hey, now is not the time to address that. Bet,
Mm-hmm.
and I won't. But then there are other times where like say something because there, and then nine, I promise you with my life, I can't speak for nobody else.
Right.
9 out of 10, it's a communication and
It
comprehension
is.
problem.
It is.
And it's a miscommunication. I didn't even know, you didn't know I felt the way that I felt, and I didn't know you were moving that way because of something you felt for me. So if we just communicate, be adults, have the tough conversation. And sometimes the tough conversation ain't even that tough, but sometimes you just feel better getting it out.
Especially if it's
And have,
somebody you care about, especially if it's like your brother, your sister, like a close friendship. You know what I mean? Like, especially that, because is it really worth it to lose that friendship just because you don't want to ask a simple damn question? Like,
to
it's
some people, it
beyond
is
me, and
worth
I
it.
know, and it's so sad and sickening because the people that I have in my life right now, I love them to death, and I love my circle and where I'm at. So I will ask those hardcore, like, yo, you good? Like, you doing this? Like, all right, my bad. So okay, like, and as you be in my, that's when I'm open. That's when there's no barrier. That's when I'm gonna extend my help. Like, what can I do? Because now I see that it's not like this. It's like this. So how can I help you? Like, what's up? Like, what's going on? So now I'm opening myself for you to let me know, like, what's really, really going on and why it may seem like you was moving this way, but it had nothing even to do even towards you, towards
Right. And
me.
that's
Like,
that's where I'm at like now, where I'm like, okay, the awkwardness, like if you embrace it, like you'll move through seasons quicker and easier when you embrace the awkward, the uncomfortable, this just the disconnect. Because sometimes there's a disconnect in our communication.
yeah,
So now we're not understanding each other the way we used to because we're not the same people we used
yeah,
to be. So, and that doesn't mean that all the relationships need to be thrown away. It
right,
just means they require more work. So, as we're beginning to wrap up, I must just say the golden rule is communicate. Communicate your needs. Nobody can be there for you if they don't know what you need.
exactly,
Communicate your needs and take the time to build that communication so that you guys comprehend each other. 9 out of 10, they always say it's communication. It's not just communication. It's comprehension too. It don't matter how much you say if they don't understand what you're saying. So communication and comprehension, they twins, okay? They not play cousins. They might be fraternal because they look a little different, but they twins still. They right here.
it's
So communicate. We are grown. We are grown. Talk to people. If you have an issue with them, try to talk it out. Find a safe space to get your thoughts and feelings out so things don't linger. That's the golden rule. Be adults, have the tough conversations, communication comprehension.
yeah, and then how I'm gonna tie this up is like we're going to say have that tough conversation because as we talk about season, maybe that season is up, or you never know. But you would never know that if you don't have those tough conversations. So how I'm gonna tie this up is know when your season is up. Don't linger
Bad
in your season.
facts.
Know that when it's time to move on, it is time to move on, and and don't feel like you owe any explanation to anybody when it's time to go into that next season in your life. When it's time to go, it's just time to go. Pick it up and go. Don't linger around for others because it's just gonna hurt you more. Don't do it.
There
All right,
you go. And that's how you gracefully grow.
that's it.
That's
That's
it.
all.
So thank y'all for joining us on this week's episode of Ladies Vibes with Golden.
And time.
We'll see y'all next time. Peace.